I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and today we're going to dye some fiber with some candy hearts. Now, we'll want to ignore the white candy hearts. Those I don't think have any food coloring in them, but the other ones have some food coloring, which we can use to dye things. We just need to get the candy to dissolve. Today we're going to start with about 4 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, and I'm going to heat this up before we add anything. All right, things are nice and hot. I'm going to reduce the heat. And now we're going to add our fiber. This is a cellulose protein blend. And we're going to start adding on those candy hearts so they can dissolve. Again, going for the ones that have a little bit of color. Now, this fiber is a cellulose and protein-based blend, and typically to dye things with food coloring, you want it to be protein-based. Food coloring doesn't really dye cellulose or plant-based fiber. But we're giving this blend a shot to see how things are going to turn out. Now, this fiber comes with some instructions, and so it recommends heating for 11 to 13 minutes, depending on if you want the fiber to soften or have a little bit more firmness to it in the end. And it's okay if not all the candy dissolves completely. We'll be patient and check back in periodically. But see, if you look closely, you can see some of that color spreading out around our candy hearts. And then over here around this pink one as well. The question is just gonna be, is it gonna bind? So I'll see you in like 11 to 13 minutes, but don't forget, don't stir, because we want the colors to sort of stay put where they are, and we don't want those to move around. You know, I forgot how absorbent this fiber is, so I'm gonna add some more water. I know that's moving things around. Hopefully I didn't toast it. I haven't ever scorched fiber. That ruined the way things looked a little bit. But, you know, we did now submerge all that candy. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna give everything about 5 more minutes. Okay, we're getting some really nice colors in here. Now, I know I said not to stir, but let's go ahead and stir things up a little bit. Ooh. A little scorch mark. We're good. We're good. We'll clean that. Okay. Instead of moving the candy hearts now, I'm actually going to turn off the heat and let things cool off here in the pan a little bit. Maybe just for about 10 minutes. And so I'll be back. All right, after cooling for 10 minutes, we can remove our fiber into a pan and look at that soft color that we got. Oh man, we got a lot of pink. The blues show up really nicely too. Those yellows, maybe not so much. But now I'm gonna set this aside to cool so we can wash it. Before we wash, I thought we'd take a closer look at this colorway. Then I'm gonna call Forbidden Spaghetti. April Fools! Oh my goodness. You know, I get so many comments all the time on YouTube from people who look at my videos and they say, I thought that was pasta or forbidden spaghetti. And so I thought it would be funny for April Fool's Day to make some forbidden spaghetti. I just didn't know that the first time I was gonna scorch something in my pan, it was gonna be spaghetti. Oh man. Now, since I'm using dedicated dye tools and equipment, this is not gonna be consumed. This wasn't a food safe project because I was using a dedicated dye pan. So do not use your dedicated dye equipment for food. This was an April Fool's joke, just done for the content. And you know, there's not a lot of fiber in spaghetti, but per serving there were 2 grams of fiber, 7 grams of protein, so yeah. Not an animal fiber, but notice I did not call it yarn anywhere, I don't think. But to reward you for sticking through this ridiculous little video, an April Fool's video is a ChemKnits tradition after all. Here's a coupon code for the ChemKnits Creations Etsy shop. You can save 25% on all ready to ship yarn using the code April Fool 25. I'll have a link with the coupon code down in the video description as well. And again, this applies to everything that is ready to ship in the shop. It does not apply to any pre-orders or dyed to order listings. Now my kids are begging for another ChemKnits version. I do have a whole playlist where you can see all the other April Fool's videos that I've done over the years. It's really the one time of the year I go a little bit more clickbaity and ridiculous. The rest of the time I do more serious tutorials and content. So I really hope you enjoyed this just silly fun and that a really good coupon code makes up for the trick. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. And now I'm gonna go try to deal with my scorched pan. Wish me luck. Forbidden spaghetti. Something definitely smells like it's toasty and a little burnt, and if I scorched my pan, if the first thing I've dyed that I ever scorched is pasta, oh my god, I'm so stupid. Oh my gosh. Oh, this looks awful. It looks so awful. Okay, we're going with it. Oh man. Oh man. If you're watching this late into the video, you are amazing. Maybe it didn't work. It's all good. It's all good. Oh my god. Well, you know, I've never done this with yarn, so there's a first time for everything. Hopefully this is gonna come off. And I didn't just destroy the pan for an April Fool's Day video. Why does it look like a very angry and scary smiley face? Oh my gosh. Editing Rebecca here with an update. My pan is fine. There is some discoloration from past projects. And there's like one tiny little mark that you can't really see right here. To clean the pan, I started scrubbing with a sponge, and I got a lot off by the time I had my first short pleading for help. And there were a lot of amazing suggestions and a lot of things that I've saved to try in the future if things don't work. But what ended up working for me was using a magic eraser that removed most of it. And for that last little bit that I struggled to get off, I used a tablespoon of baking soda, boiled it, and then was able to scrape the rest of it off, giving me a clean pan. So no, I don't get to go and buy a brand new pan, but I might do that anyway because I think I want to get a big pan that has a steamer insert that's long and rectangular because I think that that would be fun to use for videos. So anyway, the first time I scorched a dye pan was not dyeing yarn, but it was working on a ChemKnits video. I still can't believe I did that. So anyway, thank you so much for watching.